I'm Kelli Russell. Welcome to Rapid Transformation Sessions. I'll be sharing tips and tools that help you navigate thoughts, emotions, relationships, and energy so you can enjoy being alive, as well as real unscripted sessions with people who want to experience a change in their lives. All sessions are shared with permission. Nothing here is performed or polished. Something happens in these sessions. Awareness deepens, perspectives shift, offering new possibilities, growth, expansion, and deep transformation, not just for the person in session, but for you. Let's begin. My new book is out if you want to get it, The Human Guidebook, How to Navigate Thoughts, Emotions, and Relationships so you can enjoy being alive. It's filled with tools where you can learn how to think clearly instead of spiraling, stay present with your emotions instead of avoiding them, release old wounds and outdated subconscious programming, quiet the critical voice so you can access your real self, trust your intuition and your choices, and create a life that feels grounded, honest, and true to who you are. You can get it now on Amazon. In Matthew Ferry's book, Quiet Mind, Epic Life, he tells about muscle testing thousands of people after calibrating their brains and nervous systems and making sure that they're getting accurate readouts. He tested particular beliefs to see if their system, their body, believed them to be true or false. And across the board, he found these answers. These are the statements that tested strong, which means their body believed that this is true, that we chose to come to Earth, that the purpose of us incarnating on Earth as a human being is to have an experience. We choose our geographic location before we're born. We choose our parents before we're born. The soul arranges a select few negative experiences before coming to Earth as a human being. And the majority of souls that incarnate as a human on Earth have a dominant desire for negative experiences. That one rocked my world. And these statements tested weak, which means their systems did not believe them. People have only one human life, and that's the end of their existence. Human beings do not choose anything regarding their birth. A soul incarnates on Earth as a human body to learn lessons. So their system said, no, we do not come here to learn lessons. That the world needs to be saved. Our system said no. People need to be healed. Our system said no. And a human being's death is completely random. Our system said no. Isn't that wild? So what if we're not here to learn lessons and we're here to have experiences? Then we might come to the conclusion that souls incarnate to have experiences, not to avoid pain. Experience itself, even if it's difficult, appears to be the point. So what if we went to a movie together and we watched this beautiful woman in a sundress walking through a peaceful meadow with the sun on her and this butterfly is passing by, and 10 minutes go by and it's more of the same, and 90 minutes in and she's still in the meadow and nothing much is happening. We'd be saying, when does the action come in? Bring me the mystery. Where's the intrigue? When is something interesting going to happen? We'd ask for our money back. So if we're here to have experiences and we desire those that are difficult or challenging, then this whole life we're living makes so much more sense. All the whys, all the why me, why do bad things happen to good people? Why do bad things happen to children? It doesn't seem so impossible to answer. We are all on a hero's journey. We all have our particular things that we're journeying through. And it's relative to us, and we cannot compare our journeys to other people. As my husband likes to say, one person's peanut butter sandwich is another person's death sentence. So we can't compare pain stories to one another. Here's what every great hero's journey has, and what is necessary to invite yourself into that hero's journey is to recognize the profound significance of your birth and your life. And that it's the miracle of miracles has happened. You were born and you have a right to be here. You are an integral part of the universe. You are a son or daughter of the universe. And you are a matchless treasure of immeasurable worth. Life gets to experience itself for you, through you, and as you, and no one else is like you. Answer the call to life's great adventure willingly, removing doubt and hesitation. And that means we're following where we feel the most excitement. Where do we feel the most curiosity? And if we don't feel much, it's like, where's that little glimmer where you feel like drawn or pulled forward towards something? And we find allies along the way and enchanted amulets that help us through each trial, enabling us to overcome adversity. So these are the tools that we learn. And imagine if, as very little kids, we were able to learn how to use our intuition, to use our inner knowing, to work on the capacity of our mental and feeling states. There are so many powers that we could awaken if we worked on that more. In the hero's journey, we cross the threshold from darkness to light, forging our path with courage and resilience. So we can do shadow work where we are brutally honest with ourselves, taking responsibility for our lives, bringing what was hidden to the forefront so that we can address it head on. And if we've done harmful things, we can repair it. We can do something different or better. We can make amends. We can apologize. And we emerge from this crucible of transformation with renewed understanding. With every single trial and tribulation, with every challenge, with every experience that causes us anguish, we gain a new understanding, a new capacity, a new awareness that is equal to or greater than the suffering it entails. We gain wisdom. I remember reading this other book, and it's called Solve for Happy. And his son, who he loved more than anything, passed away at age 21 through a series of mishaps with some surgery that was not supposed to be a big deal at all, but his son ended up dying. And the dad devoted his life to figuring out how to find happiness again after that. And he went to Stanford and got to study a bunch of the students there, thousands of them. And he brought up this idea to these students. He said, what if I gave you a magic eraser? And you could take the most harmful experience you've ever had in your life and you could erase it. But it would also erase everything that happens that's connected to that. Any growth, all the people that you meet as a result of it, the way that your life has transformed and changed because of it. And 98% said, no, I would not delete that event. And I heard him on a podcast, and the podcast host said, if you could erase your son dying, would you? And he said, he started crying, and he said, no, I wouldn't, because I've helped millions of people, and my goal is to help 1 billion people now to be able to solve for happy. And that's what my son wanted. My son was a light. He wanted people to be happy and to enjoy their lives. And I know my son would want this. So as painful as it is, I wouldn't take it back. So we get this renewed understanding and rekindled spirit. And upon returning home, we share our newfound wisdom through eyes illuminated by our odyssey, inspiring others with our tales, our radiant tales. We utilize the gifts acquired along our epic path, and we continue to see the profound within the mundane. And hopefully our voyage reflects the hero's journey inherent in all of us and inspires others to embark on their own transformative quest as well. Albert Einstein said, there are only 2 ways to live your life. One is though nothing is a miracle, and the other is though everything is a miracle. As we go on our hero's journey, after studying the human condition, groups of people, our innermost states for all of my life, here's what I found to be the 10 most important steps to loving life along your hero's journey. Step number 1 is to take responsibility for everything happening in your life right now, for everything you have or don't have. It's one of the hardest steps and the most freeing. Step number 2, release the stronghold of old stories. Step 3, accept yourself and everything in it as it is. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. And just because you accept it doesn't mean you can't change it or that it isn't changing. It's just dropping the resistance, because when we're stuck in, I don't want things to be the way they are, I don't want it to be like this, we have all this energy around the unwanted. So when we drop that and we just look at the playing field for what it is, then we have choice. Then we can change things. Accept everything in the evolution, all consciousness is rising. I mean, things were so rough even just a few hundred years ago. We are better, even though it's hard to see that sometimes. We are continuing to learn and grow and evolve. Step 4, release harsh judgments of self and others. Release pain, shame, anger, fear, resentment, abandonment, feeling unworthy, and decide how you want to do it. There are tons of ways. And these are all the healing modalities. You can work with someone like me, a neurosomatic practitioner, a subconscious change facilitator. But there are so many other ways that you can do that. And you find the way that works for you, that you connect with. Step 5, remember you are innately valuable, immeasurably lovable, always connected to and part of God's source energy. Nature and all beings, people and all things everywhere. You belong here. Make no mistake, you're important, you're loved, and this is something to rest in rather than running around trying to prove. Just anchor into knowing you are worthy of being here and worthy of love because you've been given the cosmic breath of life. Step number 6, you can create a new story with you as the hero. Remember, as long as you have breath, you can do something different or better. Can allow space for the flow of the universe to guide you, for intuition to whisper to you, and use choice to create your best outcomes. New decision trees open up in front of you every moment, but we must start to take steps in the direction of what feels the most joyful and peaceful or the most exciting. Even when nothing feels joyful or peaceful, you just start thinking, which one feels a little bit more? Step number 7, discover your most energizing work or contribution and do it. This is the thing you're interested in, the thing you feel a pull towards, aligning your abilities, your skills, and interests with yourself, and then share them with the world. Step number 8, create the best relationships with yourself and others by being authentically you and being honest, delivering honesty in the most valuable, vulnerable, heartfelt way. And stop waiting so long to have those tough conversations. People are like, oh, I'll wait until Thanksgiving. Oh, I'll wait a few weeks. Do it now. You'll get rid of so much anxiety that way, of just being considerate and compassionate and expressing yourself, letting people into the window of your experience by sharing what's going on and checking with them, because sometimes we make so many assumptions and stories up that have nothing to do with the other person. So we can ask. Step number 9, be, act, and speak from your highest self. It's like a ripple in the pond. It impacts everyone and everything around you. No matter what anyone else is doing or saying, even if they're acting in their worst, we need to be the way that we want to be. Being the person you're proud of in all of your interactions. Remind yourself of this often. Am I showing up in a way that I'm proud of, no matter how anybody else is doing it? And step number 10, realize that life is messy and beautiful and magical always. The roller coaster of life is filled with twists and turns, tragedies and triumphs, and a flat line means you're dead. The ups and downs and all arounds, the happy, sads, and goods and bads. This is the rich tapestry that makes up the journey of life. What role do you want to play in this next chapter? Consider what qualities you want to have. What attributes? How do you want to face life's biggest challenges? With fear and trepidation, or with bravery and resilience? With irritability and anger, or with compassion, understanding, honesty, and authenticity? We get to choose. So right now, choose a few words about how you want to be. And consider what experience you're ready to have. What do you want to play with next? What do you want to explore next? I have a client that started working with me after some really tough things happened in his life. And he said, you know what? I have 1/3 of my life probably left. I'm in my third. And he said, I want it to be epic. So where are you at in your hero's journey? What allies are nearby, or maybe it's time to find some? What magical amulets can you either develop or find along your way for your magical satchel as you go through life? And can you find a little bit more magic in the mundane? And if you want some support along this leg of your journey, reach out to rapidtransformationsessions.com, book a consult. And until we meet again, take care.